Finally found time to tackle an area that should have been worked on several years ago, many years ago actually, because it's cleaning out with the brush cutter, and this area there have been some seriously bare spots. I know we've had some leftover plants some 10 years ago or something that we did use. I took the drone out to look up the area. It's a little hard to get to it, so and I was interested what the border looked like, what the neighbors had done, and you can barely make out the border. Did draw a line to show where it was, freeze framed it here. I'm not sure why it was zooming in there, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Took it up a little higher to start looking around a little. You can kind of see the line there. It's very clearly visible on the ground. The neighbors, they have uh, put up markers for the, I think it's the local hunting team that wants to mark the borders very well. And here on the right side of the border is the area that part of this area is what was clear cut a while back. Here there is some more water. If I'm not going all the way there, I just traveled a little further than needed with the drone while I had it up to see how things are looking. There is a small little area that was clear cut some years ago, and it was actually replanted with seeds. And here we skipped a bit, and here it's kind of a peninsula. It has water streaming on two of the sides, and it was never really gone over with a brush cutter at a young age. There is a lot of birch coming up. There are plenty of logs or trees that have been growing too close to each other. Something should have been done 15, maybe at least 10 years ago, but was never gotten around to it. And we did not have this bridge back then. It was actually meant to be a suspension bridge. They had brought in the material and started working for the local fishing community, but never got around to it. But the material was there, and we were able to lift some logs in place, so it's a little bit easier to get access. I will show a few pictures from there. I've not done any video with the brush cutter this year. It's hard to get good video from that, but some of the pictures really highlight the poor state. I'm a little ashamed of this area when it comes to forest management. But there is a time for everything, and now it was this area's time. Here you can see how pine and birch has been struggling, and the pine was bigger and stronger and actually pulled the birch apart down by the roots. A lot of the pine is very ugly. It's been heavily eaten by moose and also been struggling with other trees hugging it. But after some work with the brush cutter, it's clearing up a little. What most of it looked like before, a lot of birch quite far between the main trees that I want to preserve. But well, you do what you work with what you got. Here we had two pines hugging each other. One should have been removed many years ago. Now it's too big to go after with the brush cutter, so it was left as it is seen, more tight areas, and had to cut a big one down that was standing next to another. It was heavily affected by this fungus, Törskate gad, some Swedish words. So it was a goner. It was dead. It was still alive, but had started losing the bark and so on. I was interested to see if my knowledge about this area is correct, and counting the rings in there, it seems to be about 35 years old, and some of the trees are pushing like 40 centimeter down by the ground, so some of them has grown very well. They're ugly, but they have put on a lot of volume. We'll need a couple of more days to finish this area. I think it might be 6 refuels on the brush cutter or something like that, but I hope to do it before I stop using the brush cutter for this season. So I've used up will have used up about 20 tanks of the brush cutter when this area is done. I think it was like 3.5 hectares. What's that? 7 acres or something like that. So good times, lots of hard work.